Yeah. What up, everyone? If there's even anyone out there that will show up today, it is all good. Mr. Barcelona here. One of my shirts that I absolutely love. And hey, there might be some of y'all who might show up or something like that. But I'm just here. I figured I might as well just go live and say hi to everybody. Um, do some random stuff. I also I'm figured, man, if I go live and I can, I don't know, grade or something like that, I can kind of share and showcase what it's like to be a teacher nowadays. Although, hey, there's someone that came in. Should be interesting. Anyways, I had a couple of things today that was actually quite cool. I've been teaching my AP psychology kids about group dynamics, and I had this really good session with my fifth period class who were having a great time doing this activity where we were learning about group polarization. Oh, there's someone in here. Hey, hello. And this freaking class did so well, man. They were out there and they got feisty with each other, like super into their side, and it was like the closest thing to a debate that we can really have here in the psychology class. As we were trying to learn some ideas of group dynamics and how it can really make us change our behaviors. And people were like ragging on each other today. It was like really cool to kind of see people really get into it as now that the school year is starting to wind down. Um, it's good to see them interact with each other a lot more and just kind of like let loose. We have a freaking exam that's coming up though in less than 3 weeks, and I'm hoping that many of them will, uh, s- well, already have started studying. If not, they'll start starting soon. But I know there's only so much I can do, and I want to. I wish I can just install my brain into there so that they know I know because I know I can pass that AP exam in the multiple choice section without even having to do any of the FRQs. But yeah, that's what they're doing. Anyways, I'm just gonna be here. If there's anyone out here, anyone out there who want like to say what's up, it's gonna be good to see you guys and talk to you. I know I saw a couple people come inside here, but they quickly left, and that's all good. That is all good. Oh, that's cute. Oh, might as well talk about some of these things. I love getting these things on my Instagram feed where people think positively and everything like that. And I like how after you look at a couple of these, you're able to kind of get the same type of feel with many of the posts that are out there. So this one in particular talks about self-love, which again is something that I'm learning more to do, knowing that's really important. I know, like when it came to COVID and all the different things that's been going on, you get kind of depressed when you're there by yourself and you can't interact with other people. So it makes sense that you kind of forget about self love or forget about just how to love other people as a whole. But yeah, a lot of people that I've met, especially like when it comes to students, are going through a lot as we still are recovering from a lot of that, you know, group and torment and torture that all of us went through during that COVID. So I like seeing these things. It says self love. Don't look for your worth in people or productivity. Huh, don't look for your worth in people or in productivity. I struggle with this, man. I understand what they're trying to do. I struggle with this because, again, like I'm the youngest in my family, and in many ways, my worth was determined and defined by how well I was behaving in general, being the youngest and the only boy. And if I wasn't able to do certain things, it's not like they asked me to do it. So like my worth is definitely tied to that. And so I struggle with this whole idea. And then productivity. I know I've been struggling with this actually for the past few years as I've gotten older. Like somehow I see productivity and personal responsibility as something that is basically the same. And I'm personally responsible to make sure that I provide for my family. I'm personally responsible to make sure that I do my mental health and make it better. Um, and so I tie personal responsibility and productivity together. And sometimes I don't feel like I'm productive enough, even though there's a lot of people who feel like I do a really great job. I struggle with fully understanding that. And so I struggle with that first rainbow part that we have there. Second part says, speak to yourself with love and compassion. Yeah, for self love, definitely speak to yourself with love and compassion. Again, like many people, we struggle with stuff like that, and it's all good if we do. But we need to make sure that we catch ourselves whenever we're getting negative, catch ourselves whenever we're feeling down, and to replace those thoughts with something way more positive, way more about love as opposed to hatred, way more about your happiness than it is about your sadness. Because if you stay there, man, you're gonna float in there. That's one thing I definitely learned in life. Is that if I'm in the mood of being self-deprecating, if I'm in the mood of being negative, I'm there for a while until I choose to be positive. That's just what it is. And so if you do speak to yourself with love as well as compassion and respect yourself as a person who has mistakes, but at the same time as a person who has a lot of success. And if you can look at yourself through some lens of compassion, then you'll be able to kind of forgive yourself in many ways for some of the things that you may struggle to get through. And that really does help with self love. So even though I struggle with this, I'm happy. I like this little orange row right here. I see the importance of that. It says here, accept all that you cannot change. Ooh, this one's a difficult for a lot of people. Accept all that you cannot change. That's bliss right there. If you know for a fact that you can't change it, you don't have to even worry about it. It is what it is. And a lot of people who feel like they can change are the same people who are out there protesting or is out there shouting and or out there, doing something else, showcasing that, yeah, they aren't trying to accept those things and they feel like they can change. But clarity right there, if you know you can't change it, and to ignore it or to just back away and not spend all your time and energy for it, that does make sense. That is self love. That definitely is self love. Establish clear boundaries. Ooh, this one sometimes we struggle, especially if you're one of those people who require other people to talk to. Hey, what's up? You ready to take this test? Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be here after school tomorrow, and then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. I normally Monday wasn't when I was gonna be available, but there are two people coming in specifically on Monday to take that same test that you did. Yeah, that's fine. All right. See ya. Yeah. That was one of my students right there asking to see if she can make up her test in a different date. And of course she can. I'm happy she talked to me and was communicating with me in general and showcased that she did care enough to make sure that she came through. So I appreciate that. Uh, let's see. Be be in the present moment. That's self-care right there. Be in the present moment. Because if you're not in the present moment and say you're thinking about the past, oftentimes that will lead to depression, you know? Depression is when you start talking about the past and you start dwelling and living in the past and thinking of all the negative stuff that's there. That's definitely depression. And then when you're thinking only about the future, that can easily create anxiety around you. So you're constantly thinking about what you need to do, constantly thinking about where you need to go, and that can lead to again anxiety. But if you are in the present and that is showcasing acceptance of who you are, where you are, what you are, and in that case, when you are, because you're in the present, and being in the present, you realize that you do have a lot of control of your present moment, and you're able to engage in the present moment in a way that would be most beneficial to you if you're that conscious about it as a whole. So I definitely agree with that particular section. And the last one, when it comes to here, again, I'm looking off this rainbow that I have right here. The last one is for self-love is get to know yourself. Get to know yourself. This stuff, again, I'm learning this about myself as well. We're always constantly growing. We're always constantly changing, and change is inevitable. I think a lot of my students in particular, uh, because with such a limited amount of years of consciousness, don't even realize really what life is about, or have that wisdom to understand that, you know, things change and things go in waves, and you might like one thing when you're 20 but dislike it by the time you're 30, and it comes back at 38 or whatever, something like that. Like, there's a lot of things that are a lot more likely to change within you and noticeably change within you than there are things that will stay the same, because we're always growing, we're always having more experiences and newer experiences. And yeah, it almost seems like every year, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, or maybe even your birthday, that's when we get a chance to reflect. And that's great, because we get to know who we are and what we've done to be where we're at. Also, I mean, it's one of those things that if you still think you a certain way, but you're definitely have changed, you're more mature or whatever, you have more money, then it's just time to upgrade, and it's time to get to know your true self at the present moment. And when you're there and you set that, then you're more likely to accept all that you cannot change. You're more likely to speak to yourself with love and compassion, and look for your worth within yourself. And so I highly encourage many of you guys to do that. And I love how, again, these things pop up on my feed, helping me out as well. And I think this is about what I should be doing in general. Okay. Anyways, I just wanted to go live to see how you guys are doing, check up on you, and make sure that you guys are all doing all right. I'm trying to do this a little bit more often as a whole, maybe even have some story times, um, and talk some random stuff. Or I can even do live. You know, man, I could be eating a cookie. I don't know if you've ever had crumble cookies. Crumbl, crumble cookies. I know it's out here in California. I don't know if it's out in every state, just in general, but damn, these are good. Damn, gourmet cookies. Who'd have thunk it? Cookies are cookies. I'm gonna go and eat the rest of this cookie. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for checking out my video. I'll see you next time. It's Mr. B, your favorite teacher.